What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Ear Hustling Podcast. You got your boy James and you got your boy Eric. As soon as he turns his camera on, there he is. What is up, E?
I'm here. I just wanted to see you sweat.
I'm not sweating, man. I got ice water in my veins, buddy.
Well, I got degree in mine.
Well, hey, that's good. That's good. Never let them see you sweat. What's up, man? How you living today?
Man, I'm living good, living large, living, and looking forward to our conversation we got coming up with these brilliant young men and women.
Sounds good, man. Well, you know what? Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring our guests on. Guests, come on in. Awesome. Look at them just rolling on in. Welcome to the Ear Hustling Podcast, everyone. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Good. Doing good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, listening and watching the show today, we have a group of men and women here that have gone through some very interesting times like we have. We all have gone through a lot since 2020. I don't know about you guys, but I always look forward to the new year. This year has been very interesting. Well, this in front of you right now, this panel of people is the class of 2020. They've all just graduated this year, and they have definitely had some real interesting experiences. So we want to bring them on the show today and talk about that. So right now, without further ado, let's have them introduce themselves. They're going to share with us their name, where they're from, as well as their high school. So Caroline, why don't you start us off? Hang on one second. For some reason, got a little bad audio there. Hey, Caroline, why don't you drop off and come right back in? We'll come back to you. For some reason, wasn't doing that before. Nakia, let's start with you.
Okay, my name is Nakia Fowler. I'm from Smyrna, Georgia, and I graduated from South Cobb High School.
Go Eagles.
Yes. Logan,
let's hear from you.
Hi, my name is Logan Elliott, and I live in Illinois, and I just most recently graduated from Alton.
From what high school?
Alton
High. What's your mascot?
Redbird.
All right. Isis, let's hear from you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Isis Benitez. I am from Poughkeepsie, New York, and I have recently graduated from Marist College.
Marist College. What's Marist College's mascot?
Red Foxes.
So we got Red Foxes and what was that, Red Bird, Logan?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try to keep up with this. Christina, let's hear from you.
I'm Christina Smith from Tampa, Florida, and I just graduated from Robinson High School.
And what's your mascot? What kind of bird?
Knights.
All right. So no
Knights.
Bird, no Red Knights. You're just Knights.
Yes.
All right. Got it. All right. Welcome.
Just like my high school alma mater.
Well, they don't count. Both of our high schools are closed, so we're in the same boat, buddy. Muna Hill, let's hear from you.
My name is Muna Hill. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I just graduated from Elmont Memorial High School.
And what's your mascot?
Spartans.
All right. Cool beans. No color either, right? All right. Our color
Just
run
Spartans.
is over. Just Spartans. All right. Let's do this. Jada, let's hear from you.
Hi, I'm Jada Upson. I'm from Ashburn, Virginia, and I just graduated from Rockridge High School.
And what is your mascot?
It was the Phoenix.
Phoenix. All right. Rise of the Phoenix. All right. Awesome. So Caroline has not joined us back yet, but when she does, we'll definitely make sure we get an opportunity to get her intro as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do now is we're going to launch a poll question for you. It's going to be very easy. Just choose what answer is best for you, and let's see what we come up with. And for the people at home, the question is, has COVID-19 affected anyone's ability to work? So answers are coming in. One more. One person hasn't answered yet.
That might be me.
Nope, not you. I'm not counting you. All right. Answers are in. So let's share the results. So looks like 4 people said yes and 2 people said no, it did not affect them. So the 2 people that said no, it did not affect them. Who are those 2 individuals?
Me.
So Christina and who else?
Me.
And Logan. Okay, the Illinois people. Oh no, Christina, Florida. I'm sorry. So were you guys working prior to COVID hitting, or?
Yes.
No.
You weren't. Okay, so that's why it didn't affect you, Logan. All right, I got that. So, so Christina, you were working. So your job continued during the pandemic?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What kind of work do you do?
I work at Jersey Mike's.
Awesome. All right. So I got to ask you a question. At your Jersey Mike's, do they sell potato salad?
No.
What? All right. So just so I'm not just the only one weird here, almost all Jersey Mike's that I've ever gone to. Has anyone ever eaten at Jersey Mike's besides you, Christina? Eric, you have. All right. Anyone else? No one. Okay. See, for the listeners at home, hopefully they don't leave me out to dry here, but Jersey Mike has some wonderful potato salad, but that's a whole nother conversation. All right. Let's go to the next question. Question number 2. Has anyone had a graduation ceremony? We're looking for 6 responses. We've got 4 in, 5, and 1 more person is considering if they did or not. There we are. Got all 6 in. So we got 3 that said yes and 3 said no. So Eric, I think you had a question on this one, right?
Yeah, I did. As far as the safety parameters, what sort of safety parameters for those who did have a graduation did your school take? Did your school take to protect you?
My school basically, we had it to where only one person could walk the stage at a time. But it's still that feeling of still at least having the ceremony. That still counted.
Okay.
Awesome.
One other question, and I usually try to just like throw it to somebody. So apologize for not giving you guys the opportunity to do that. So the 3 people who did not graduate, who are they? Not graduate, 3 people who didn't have a ceremony, excuse me.
I haven't, but mine is actually on Saturday.
Oh,
Mine's
perfect.
on the 20th.
Okay, perfect.
Ours is technically on the 25th, but they didn't tell us what the plans are.
Okay, well, I'm glad that everybody's going to get the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
For the other 2 individuals that did, would you care to go over the parameters that they did to ensure your safety, or was it pretty much like what Logan spelled out?
Okay. So for me, it was pretty much what Logan said, how 1 person walked the stage, but for us, we had to pick time slots throughout a certain day, and then I think 10 kids could go a certain day, and then only up to 5 people they could have an addition with them come see them, and you had to have your mask on. And yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Isis, how about you?
For me, so I should have elaborated actually at first. I didn't have an actual ceremony. Maris is still deciding that because our ceremony is up to like 10,000 people. It's a long story. What I did have was a graduation. And my family and my boyfriend, they all threw me a graduation in our backyard. And it was literally like me walking the stage. That's why it was the same feeling. That's why I said yes. Otherwise, no, I haven't. And I don't know when ours will be. But I will consider that as my graduation for right now, yes.
Right.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad you guys had a chance to experience it. I know James can attest to this too. It's nothing like that feeling of accomplishment when you walk across that stage.
Oh, yeah. All right, awesome. Question number 3. Question is, do you know anyone that either has or have had COVID-19? And you can choose all that apply. The options are yes, they have it now, yes, they had it but are okay, yes, but they passed away from it, and no. All right, okay. So there's no way for me to know how many people are voting on this one because I got like 20 votes in. So obviously there's multiple choices and that's totally fine. So I'll just give it a second And looks like everyone has stopped voting, so I'm going to end it. All right. So we have, let's share the results. We have 2 people that says they have it now. So 2 people. Which 2 individuals know someone that has COVID-19 now? Jada and Muna Hill. Okay. Then we have 6 people that said yes, they had it, but they're okay now. That's great to hear. There's 1 person that knew someone that passed away from it. Who is that individual? Muna Hill.
Me.
Was that a family member, Muna Hill?
It was a friend of the family. So like
Friend.
my friend's family.
Sorry for the loss. And 1 person says they don't know anyone that has had COVID-19. Who is that person? That's a mystery person. All right. All right. Yeah, COVID has definitely hit hard in many ways, and I'm glad to hear of the individuals that are doing better. And once again, Moon Hill, sorry for the loss of your a friend of the family. All right, next question. Did you play sports in high school? I know we have at least 1 athlete, so let's see if there's anyone else. Oh, there's a couple. Okay. We got 3 votes. So we got 3 athletes in the group. Who are those 3 athletes? Nakia. Okay, Nakia, Christina, and Jada. Nakia, what sport did you play?
I'm going to count marching band as a sport because we work out the same and it definitely feels like a sport when we're out there. So I was in the marching band.
What instrument did you play?
I played sousaphone.
You play huaphone?
Tuba.
Tuba, okay. Why didn't you just say that? No, I'm just kidding. Christina, based off of your reaction, I'm going to take a stab and say you might be marching band as well.
Yes.
What instrument do you play?
I played baritone and trumpet.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And Jada, you also are an athlete. What sport?
It's funny because I did color guard for marching band, but I could do a track. That was what I was gonna say.
Track. Okay. All right. Awesome. How did, for you 3 that participate in sports, how did COVID affect your recruiting process? Whatever goals that you may have had, how did that affect you? Jada, let's start with you.
Okay, so it affected me mainly because my junior year I had a quad injury for track wise, so I didn't get to improve from my times my sophomore year, not as much as I wanted. So my senior year, that was like my year where I was like, I'm gonna hit all these things, and I had a goal of beating the school record for hurdles, 300-meter hurdles, and I didn't get the chance to get that for outdoor season. So all my times just didn't, get to hit the mark that I wanted. So yeah.
Jada, I'm gonna say this: you're so lucky that you're in Virginia, because I would take you in some hurdles right now. I'm nice and I would do it, but you're lucky.
Oh God.
She's like, yeah, she's not even laughing with me on that one. She's laughing at me.
I'm hysterically right now.
Right? Man, I can jump over a hurdle if I wanted to. Christina, let's come to you. How did that affect you in recruitment at all? Did that affect you at all?
Yeah, it was. So I was a drill sergeant, so it was like one of my jobs for like going away from leading in the juniors to the seniors and trying to help them, tell them how to recruit the incoming freshmen, because we couldn't go to the middle schools anymore. We couldn't have our performances anymore, like to help bring them in, and we couldn't reveal our show for the coming year.
Okay. Nakia, how about you?
It actually didn't affect me because my junior year, I decided that I was not going to do marching band anymore, just because I knew that my senior year was going to be really busy with applying to colleges and just doing a bunch of stuff other than COVID-19. So I just didn't do it anymore.
Okay. All right. Next question. Are you registered to vote? Looking for one more person. There we go. All right. So 5 yeses and 1 no. So Eric, who do you think we should talk to here? You think we should talk to the 5 people that are registered, or should we talk to the 1 person that's not?
Well, let me see. You know what? It's probably a good explanation. Let's talk to the person that's not registered.
All right. Who's not registered?
I'm sure there is.
I'm sorry.
I you know what? I was hoping it wasn't you, Logan. I was hoping it wasn't you. Why aren't you registered, Logan? What's going on?
I've just been too busy looking for a job and trying to get my life together before college.
All right. We'll let you slide right now, but we're gonna do a follow up, and we're gonna ask you if you're registered. That's very important.
No time.
Okay. All right.
Let's say you're in Illinois, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you may be able to do it via mail. You might be able to register to vote. So you may even be able to do it online. So there are some options that doesn't require you to go to your local Secretary of State. But yeah, look into it. It's real important that you register to vote.
Okay.
All right. Next question. Will you be voting in November? All right. All votes are in. Logan, listen, he's like, I'm going to register because everyone is going to be voting in November. So that is awesome. I'm happy to hear that.
Yay, 100%.
100%. All right, next question. Does the results in November matter to you? Nikia's like, I wish someone would. She got that look on her face. Our votes are in. Everyone says that matters to them. Awesome to hear. So I'm just going to ask a quick question here. Nikita, since you had that, I'm going to get y'all if y'all just say something different. Look, why does the election matter to you?
Just because now in 2020, there are so many things going on in the world that I think we just need to change. We just need a complete change, whether that be, we just need to change. We need to get somebody, I guess, in office who can give us something better than what we have now. It's time to change. Kind of change.
Okay. Munahil, let's hear from you on this one. Why does it matter to you?
I think it's really important for our elected officials to represent our ideas and our beliefs, and I don't think that's happening right now. So whatever happens in November, I know neither party is really going to be satisfied, to be quite honest, but I still want to have the hope that in November, things will start to change for the better, like Kia said, and that we'll be able to elect someone that has legislation that really represents what we stand for.
Awesome. All right. Next question. We're almost to the end here. Did you attend the same high school all 4 years? That was really quick. All right. We got all the results.
Question, James. Didn't know if there was like the amount of fingers, the amount of times you switch high schools.
Oh, I didn't switch high school, sir. Thank you very much. All right. All 6 said yes. That is awesome. Awesome to hear. All right. Next question is, did you have any additional fallout / arguments with your parents during quarantine?
Answer that very carefully.
I know. Don't worry. They're not listening. One person's still trying to debate. All right, there we go. This is interesting. So 5 people said yes, they did. 1 person said no. You know, it's funny. A lot of people say during quarantine, they're stuck in the house with the same person or same people. So tensions rise a little bit. So I'm just curious, who's the 1 person that did not have any additional? Christina. All right. How did you avoid it, Christina?
So my parents are separated, so if I just wanted to go over to my dad's house, I could go.
Okay. All right.
Relieve stress.
And probably having a job probably helped too, just to get away from both of them.
Right.
Okay.
She's like, I'm going to work. I'm going to Jersey Mike's, and y'all can't stop me.
Yep, going there early, getting more hours.
Okay.
So one thing that's going to happen, guys, if I look away, what happens is our executive producer passes me a note because there's comments on Facebook that are coming in. And someone said, basically, be careful. Mama is watching. So who did that come from? Oh, Heather Campbell Smith. I'm gonna guess that that's Christina Smith's mom.
Yes.
Awesome. Hi, Mom. All right, to the folks that did have additional fallouts, kind of more than normal. Jada, let's hear from you. What was kind of like going on with that? What was an example of?
I guess an example would be like, I guess, like cleaning the house, I guess, aspect. Like it'd be like, I come like, you guys aren't doing anything. Why is the house not clean? Or like the kitchen not done? I'm like, oh, like I'm relaxing. It'd be stuff like that. Like I'd be like sleeping all day, you know, like trying to do schoolwork or something, or working or something, and then she comes home and it's like, why is this? But usually I'd be at school or somewhere else, so I wouldn't have to, you know, hear anything. But yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, let's go to the final question. Were you more or less productive during quarantine?
That almost segue into that question, James.
Right. So we got all the votes in, and we have two people that says they were more productive, 3 people said less productive, and 1 person said about the same. So let's find out who's who. Who's about the same? Nakia, you're about the same, okay. Who was more productive? Isis and Jada. And less productive was Christina, Logan, and Munahil. So why were you guys less productive? Let's go with Christina on this one.
I just wasn't like motivated enough to like want to keep doing school because I take like 3 AP classes and it was just killing me to keep up with them.
Okay. Munahil, how about you?
I think for me, it was just not having structure to my day. So when I was in high school, I had like an early class at 7 a.m. So I knew I had to get up by 6 to get ready for school. And I would come home at like 7 o'clock and have that entire schedule set up for me. But ever since quarantine started, my time has been my own. And since my APs were done, I really have nothing else to do besides just reading and drawing. So I've definitely been a little bit less productive.
Okay. And lastly, let's hear from you, Logan.
For me, it was just kind of like how Christina said, having that structure of high school, literally not having that in my life, it just made me want to sleep and play video games all day.
What's your game of choice, Logan?
I'd have to say 2K, honestly.
2K, okay. All right.
We need to talk after this.
Welcome back, Caroline.
Oh, there she is. I think she frozen.
Caroline, can you hear us? All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and move on. All right, so now we're gonna go on to a list of questions. Thank you all for participating in that poll. Very insightful and very interesting. So the first question we have is, what did you do with your time during quarantine? Logan, we know you played video games, so we're not gonna come to you right now. Isis, let's start with you.
So I was working. I ended up actually being remote from home. I had 2 jobs. My other job ended up being furloughed from. And then I was also in school still, so I was trying to keep up with my schoolwork, and it was a lot of stress. But in my free time between working and just dealing with family life, I would sit with my boyfriend and we would paint, do a lot of painting, listen to music, go for different rides, like car rides, because like nothing was open. So we just do random car rides. That's pretty much it. It was really just working and trying to paint or something like that.
Okay. Jada, how about you?
For me, I did, I spent a lot of my time on like TikTok. So being on TikTok, you see like different like ideas and stuff, especially workouts. So I did like a lot of YouTube workouts like Chloe Ting and all these other things just to get fit. And then I decided to work as well, like a Chick-fil-A. And then I decided to dance. So I tried to be more active, you know, like get ready, you know, stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So we're going to move on to question 2. How has COVID-19 affected you socially? So Christine, how has it affected you socially?
So I don't talk to much of my friends anymore that I used to be like talking to them every day, because now they have jobs and we don't have that place where we can just meet up and just talk.
Okay. What about you, Logan? How has it affected you?
It's mainly affected me with like the people who I would normally talk to like daily. It's kind of made me distant with some of my close friends.
Now, I've got a question, just kind of off topic a little bit, but still on topic. So video chatting has been available for a long time. Normally you would have been video chatting some of these individuals, but for some reason, why did you think you stopped as much as you were before, or if you were at all?
It just kind of gave me no motivation, because like I felt like with all my friendships when COVID started, it made my friendships more less than what they were.
Okay. Christine?
I think I spent like one day like just talking to one of my friends, but I do call some of them. I do text them on random occasions, but it's just not the same. Like seeing them in person is way better than just video chatting them.
Okay, all right, very good. So I've got another question for the last 2 individuals that weren't asked a question. What events did you miss out on most during quarantine? And I don't want to butcher your name. And
Munahil, let's start with you.
You knew I was going to have a problem with that one, didn't you?
I did. I got your back, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Munahil?
It's okay. For me, I would definitely say missing out on prom, missing out on a regular graduation, and it sounds kind of corny, but missing out on my induction ceremonies. So for every year from Model UN, we have an induction ceremony where we induct the new kids and we say goodbye to the seniors. And as a president, I've been giving those speeches and saying goodbye to the seniors for the past couple of years, but the year that I was actually supposed to be saying goodbye, the year that I was supposed to pass down the gavel to the future leadership, is the year that I couldn't have that induction. So I think for me, it was just all of the high school memories that I kind of wish I had.
Wow, that's tough. Who does that leave us with? We've covered everybody, but did we get Isis? Did we get you, Isis? We did. Who did we miss, or did we get everybody?
I believe it was Nakia.
Nakia? Oh, Nakia
Yes.
wants to stay over there quiet, huh? Can't hide.
One thing that I did miss out on, like Munahil said, of course, graduation, prom, but also like our senior activities, like our senior breakfast, our senior picnic, just those quality times with class of 2020. And I just kind of feel like now we're about to go to college and we're just everywhere. So I'm gonna miss that.
Got one more question, and this is for the ladies. Did anybody already invest in a prom dress? Oh,
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna leave that one alone. I'm sorry, but I'm sure you guys would have had a ball. But you know what? There'll be other proms when you all graduate from college. Like I'm sure everything's gonna go well. And I knew that there was somebody that probably had went and got a dress. So I'm sorry. All right, Mr. Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in for a second. So, Nakia, I want to kind of mention this to you. I'm just so everyone else know. I've kind of around in loose affiliation with the high school that Nakia graduated from, and there's something that they do there, changing of the chairs. And that's something personally that I struggled with when I found out you guys weren't going to return to school, that you wouldn't have the opportunity to do. And Nakia, for the other members of the panel and the listeners at home, can you kind of share what the changing of the chairs is about?
Okay, so I went to the changing of chairs my junior year. So it's just the juniors, seniors, and the sophomores in the new gym. And the seniors are basically in the middle. So they're, of course, the main attraction. And on that day, that would have been our last graduation practice, number one. And number two, that's when we get up and we give the juniors our seats. kind of passing down the baton, like Muna Hill said. So yeah, when I went my junior year, I cried. So I know my senior year, I would have been in tears. So yeah, and my mom was looking forward to it too. So we just missed all of that.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Everything that has happened in the world and how it has affected, so many. I know this is a very special time for all of you, and definitely feel horrible that you guys weren't able to experience some of the things that you all discussed. My next question is rapid fire. This is going to be a rapid fire segment, and I want to get your very quick thoughts, 10, 15 seconds at most, on the different events that has happened in 2020 so far. So much has gone on. COVID, I'm not going to spill the beans and give you guys ammunition. So let's kind of hear from you guys. What has happened in 2020 and what are your thoughts on it? Once again, 15, 20 seconds at most. Jada, let's start with you.
Okay, so I'm just saying basically what happened in 2020.
Yeah, just something that kind of sticks out to you. And it's okay if you guys repeat something as well, but something that has happened in 2020 that sticks out to you.
Okay, so I think for me was the whole thing with Kobe and like the flight of like his crashing and like his other athletes being in the plane with him and his daughter. Just that for me like really struck home. Sometimes it still does. Like I don't know, it's like because I didn't know him personally, but like it still affected like literally my whole generation, like everyone who ever known him, who loved basketball. So that just really impacted me a lot and like changed. I feel like that changed everyone's perspective and like mindset like that. It's just very astonishing for me, things.
Gotcha. Yeah. Muna Hill, let's hear from you.
I think definitely Kobe was something that, my entire high school was struck by. I would say that and the Black Lives Matter protests, I think that was really a time for my entire community to come together and show our strength. And even with COVID, I think it was something that was really powerful.
Okay. Logan?
So something for me is just something that most recently happened. One of my favorite Broadway actors just died of COVID. His name's Nick Lodolo.
Okay. Isis?
For me, it would have to be the Black Lives Matter movement, the protests, George Floyd dying, everything like that. It ties into my work. I work for Planned Parenthood. So it ties into a lot. We do a lot with that. So I'm constantly out there with them and everything. I'm happy to be a part of the movement actually in this day and age, honestly.
Okay. Christina?
I think it would be like, I know it's not like serious, but like there's really nothing to do in Florida besides theme parks, and theme parks closed down completely. So it felt like we were really just trapped in our houses.
Okay. Nikia?
It's definitely gonna have to be the Black Lives Matter movement. I am really big on the TikTok thing, so I was all on TikTok and social media posting the blackouts and all that. I just think in 2020, it's a great thing to see my generation coming together and doing something that is going to be memorable. I just think that it's really good for us to be doing right now.
Awesome. You guys all touched on a lot of key events, that's happened. And keep in mind, it's only July, right? So much has happened in 2020 thus far. And once again, you guys have touched on some really major events that have happened. Eric, what you got next, sir?
Well, what I've got next, it's concerning really your experience online. Nikia, we're going to start with you. And the question is, she was like, why me? The question is like, how different was learning online versus learning inside of the school? Did you have an adjustment period or any challenges with that?
As far as high school is concerned, not really. It wasn't a really big change because it wasn't a really big change. I didn't really have a lot of classes to finish. It was just my Spanish and I can't remember, but it wasn't a big change. But I did start a 6-week college class, which was entirely on Zoom. And college algebra on Zoom is not okay. So it was yeah, I definitely prefer face-to-face. It was not okay.
Totally different.
Excuse me one second, Eric. I need to share something. College algebra in classroom is not okay. Forget on Zoom. It's just not okay, period. That is like cruel and unusual punishment. Not to scare anybody else that has not taken it yet. I'm sorry, but that's my 2 cents. Go ahead on it, Eric.
Okay. Logan, your thoughts?
My thoughts are basically, I like face-to-face better than Zoom because most of my college classes now are on Zoom except for the labs because I'm actually going into radio broadcasting.
Oh, okay. Maybe a future podcaster?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely are going to talk offline. So, I mean, what was your perception in terms of face-to-face instruction versus online? Was there a preference and was it a difficult transition?
It was a much difficult transition for me because I'm more of a visual learner than I am online.
Okay.
And I much prefer that.
Okay. Isis?
So none of my classes were really, I had online classes in college, but being a senior and everything like that, I didn't really have class anymore. My online classes weren't really like class based, like on Zoom. My best friend who went to Marist also, she had actual like Zoom classes. I never really did. It wasn't difficult to keep up with the work. It was just annoying trying to get in contact with my partners in various groups, but we didn't really have class online, honestly.
Okay. Christina?
I feel like it was harder because some teachers would give us so much work due by the end of the week, and then some other teachers would be like, "Oh, just turn in whenever." So it's hard to keep up pace with between subjects.
Okay. Jada?
So I guess it had its perks and like not good things. So like its perks were like I felt like it was easier to get easier grades for me. Like my grades were way better doing online. I don't know if the teachers were going easy or I just knew my stuff online, but that was like one of the perks. But then it was also challenging just because they would try to do like Google Meets. And I know for me, when I was working, it'd be like right in the middle. So it'd be hard to like learn things if I'm not in the Google Meets. And so like if they worded something weird on like Google Classroom,
I think we might have lost Jada for a second. We'll let her chime back in when she gets her. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
You froze there for a second.
You're good. Okay, so yeah, the only challenging part was trying to connect with the teachers when they weren't really, I think for my teachers, they weren't really like responding back as much. So it's just hard to like find someone to teach me these things online. That was the only hard bit.
Okay. And I'm gonna probably butcher your name again.
Luna Hill.
Luna Hill.
For me, I think it was definitely a little bit harder because I was taking 5 AP classes and our teachers would just bombard us with work. So especially knowing that I got into the colleges that I want to get into and I was pretty much done with high school and I knew that if we were, in regular school, we wouldn't be getting this much work. It was definitely really stressful, but after the AP exams, I think it was more manageable.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that. James, I believe you've got the next question, sir.
I do. So my next question is, what are your guys' thoughts about school reopening in the fall? Isis, let's start with you. Oh, she already said, Isis, let's start with you.
I don't want to say like I'm against it, but yeah, I'm against it. I'm clearly coming from like a big college and we're not even that big. Everyone at Marist is on top of each other always. Everyone at Marist is just, I feel like it's wrong. I feel like we shouldn't. I feel like, yes, it sucks for the freshmen coming in. It sucks for the seniors coming in. They don't get their last beginning of the year. But like, it is what it is. I think that for at least up until December, the whole first semester, it should just be online. And then come January, have them think about it, or after Christmas break or whatever, have them think about it and be like, okay, we can slowly have people come back on campus. I feel like it's gonna be a mess. I don't agree with that at all.
Okay. Logan, what about you? What do you think?
I'm kind of in the middle between it because what my college is doing is they're only allowing students to come on campus when it's labs. So I'm against it, but at the same time, I'm leaning more towards I'm against it because, yeah.
Okay. Is anyone for schools reopening in the fall?
I am.
You are. Okay. Talk to us about that, Moonhill.
I think part of it is because I'm going to such a small liberal arts college. So my freshman class only has like 500 students. So I think their decision to open up our school made sense. I do think for a lot of circumstances and for a lot of first generation low income students, getting on campus is the only way that you can keep up with your classes and getting away from specific environments. So I think if anything, school should allow students with specific circumstances to be on campus, even if we have online classes, just to make sure you're getting some sort of environment where you're able to do your work and be able to get the GPA that you want.
Okay. And what about the high school level? What are you guys' thoughts on high schools reopening in the fall? Christina, I know, as I mentioned to you on the pre-show, I was just down in Florida last week, and I heard and I saw on the news where, and if in case anyone else doesn't know this, where the Florida governor has mandated that schools will open in the fall, period. So what are your thoughts about that in the fall, Christina?
So I think for like high school, I think they should do like a couple days in school and then take a day to deep clean the schools and then go back, because if you clean them, that'll help. And then, well, in Florida, I know everywhere in Florida it's mandated we have to wear a mask. So either way, you're gonna have to wear a mask in school.
Just kind of, Eric, before we move on, we do have a little bit of time here. Before we move on to the next and final question, what are your thoughts on school reopening in the fall?
I had some theories about it. Actually, it's a combination of pretty much what everybody said. You could go with a 3-2. You could do 3 days at school, 2 days at home, and then the ones who do the 2 days will do the 3 days, say, the following month. So you could do it on a rotation. In terms of the individuals that are going to college on campus, you could actually allow them to still go on campus, but then you could just use the Zoom aspect, and then you could go ahead and do a rotation that way as well. Because I believe she was absolutely right. You know, the experience of actually being on campus and staying focused, this is what they work towards. So, you know, businesses are doing it. You know, you definitely can get 6 feet worth of space, you know, between students. So I think it should go on a rotation.
Okay. So just a quick answer from you all. My question is how many students on average was in your classes, in your classroom, your senior year of high school? Jada, quick answer about how many?
I honestly don't know. Maybe around 1,000 or something.
No, in one class, like in math class, how many was in
Oh,
there?
math class. Okay. Maybe around like 20. Around 20 to 30, around there, yeah.
20 to 30, okay. Moonhill, how about for you? About how many?
I would say 20 to 25. Some of them had 10, depends on the class.
Okay. Logan?
20 to 30.
Okay. Christina?
20 to 25.
Okay. Nakia? Are you counting the people? Let's see. Bob was up front.
No.
Jill was next.
I was trying to get my mouse to work.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
No, but about 20 to 30.
About 20 to 30. Okay. And real quick, reverse order. About how many classes did you have a day, Nakia?
4.
You have 4 a day. Logan?
5.
5. Christina?
7.
So, good Lord. Okay. I'm not moving to Florida. I don't have to go back to school anyway. Moonhill?
6.
6. Okay. And Jada?
I have 4.
4. Okay. So the reason I asked this question, so I just wrote down about 20 per class for everyone. That was a number that everyone said. In classes, we're looking at anywhere between 4 and 7. So just kind of average, let's say we had 5 classes a day just for easy math. My concern with school reopening is you have a teacher that teaches 4 to 5 classes a day. In each class, they're going to come across 20 students a class. So that means 80 to 100 kids, different people, they're going to come in contact with on a daily basis. they're then going to meet, and those students, of course, going to go to other teachers as well. So each teacher is going to come in contact with 80 to 100 students a day. They're going to take whatever it is that those students are bringing to school, they're going to take that to other students in period 2, period 3, period 4, and so forth, and they're going to take that home to their families. Whoever their families are, they got jobs, you know, their husband, their wife, whatever. They're going to bring something to their teacher spouse, who's also going to bring that to the students. I don't think we have enough information yet, and we don't have enough treatment for this pandemic to really open up at that magnitude. My personal opinion, I do believe that, once again, it's horrible, the experiences that you guys and so many other people have missed out on with school being closed. But I really wonder, is it worth the risk to expose more people for a longer period of time in order to move on? So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. Sorry, I had to do all that math to get that out there, but there it is.
They're trying to graduate from school, not be subjective to a math lesson.
Nobody asked you. I'm muting you. My last question. We got about 15 minutes, guys. What is next in your chapter of life? So I'd like to hear from everyone on this. Jada, what's next for you?
That's a good question. What's next for me is, well, I started getting my license in finance.
Okay. Oh, you froze on us, Jada. Munahil, let's come over to you and we'll come back to Jada.
So for me, I'm getting my degree in international relations and government. So right now I'm going through pre-orientation programs and stuff like that. I'm applying for a few fellowships and continuing my internship with my local legislator.
Nice. And Munahil, you mentioned college a couple of times. Where do you plan on going to school in the fall?
Franklin and Marshall College in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Logan, what's next in your chapter, sir?
I plan to go to Lewis and Clark Community College for my associates in radio broadcasting.
Awesome. All right. Ultimate goal, Logan, with radio and broadcasting. What's the ultimate goal there?
My dream since I've been 11 has been, I want to be a sportscaster.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Isis, next in your chapter.
I plan to go to grad school come January, but I just got my degree in communications with concentration in public relations and a minor in psychology. So I will be working with Planned Parenthood full time as their political organizer.
Okay. Awesome. Christina?
I'm going to be going to Hillsborough Community College and studying political science.
Awesome. All right. And Nakia?
I'm going to go to Georgia Southern University to major in athletic training.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Eric, do you have any closing words?
Yeah, you know what? And I just had like a brain freeze too. I had a question. It was just real quick, nothing serious. Everybody, just real quick, what was your favorite subjects in school? We'll start with Jada.
Mine would have to be science.
Okay. And favorite teacher?
Okay, I had her as freshman year, but she's an English teacher, and Miss Beasley. I always go to her class to gossip and talk about stuff. So, yeah.
All right, well, shout out to Miss Beasley because those teachers definitely don't get enough credit. Munahil?
So I would say my favorite class was AP Government and Politics, but my favorite teacher was my AP Stats teacher. He just made us love math, which was like almost impossible, but he did it.
And what was his name? Because we want to make sure that your teacher gets a shout out.
Mr. Marini.
Outstanding. Thank you very much. Logan?
So my favorite subject, I know this is going to kind of be surprising, it was theater. And my theater teacher was like my second mom to me. Her name is Mrs. Dorian.
All right, very good. Isis?
So my favorite class would have to be my digital toolbox class that I took my sophomore year. It's very animated stuff, but my favorite professor would have had to been my professor that I have for public speaking and I forgot what psychology class it was, but her name is Professor Robin Diller Torres. She became like my mentor, a second mom of mine. She's very nurturing. She was just right beside me through all 4 years.
All right, excellent. Christina?
My favorite subject is history, and one of my favorite teachers, his name is Mr. Montero.
Excellent. And Nikita?
My favorite class was anatomy. And of course, my favorite teacher, she's not a teacher, but my mentor, Miss Montgomery. Love her so much. Yeah, Miss Montgomery.
I know her.
I do too.
She's my favorite also.
It's better be your only.
Right? Jada, let's come back to you also. As far as the next chapter, you mentioned something about finance.
Oh yeah, I'm getting my license in finance, and then I'll be majoring in criminology at Howard University.
Awesome.
Boy, we got some alphas on this panel, boy. I feel pretty good about the next 25 or 30 years as far as you ladies and gentlemen running this country. So I think we pretty much got everything covered.
Right. Think about this, Eric. We got somebody on the panel that's trying to read everything we say, majoring in psychology. We got somebody on the panel that can count our coins for us. We got somebody on the panel that if we slip and fall, they can give us some medical treatment because they want to be studying sports management. We got Logan on the panel that can do play-by-play as we're falling. So we got everything covered. We're good. Oh, and if we want to go overseas to talk business, Moon Hill got our back on that one too.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know what? I think that right now, I think we probably got like a future president somewhere along there, and then the cabinet members.
Yeah, got Christina over there talking about political science. So we got everything covered. We're good. Future's in good hands.
Only thing we don't have is a chef. Who knows how to cook?
That's my brother.
Okay.
So,
I said somebody has Christina volunteered her brother.
Right. And Isis and Nakia both raised their hands saying they can cook. So that's a good thing.
Yep, and me and you can eat.
Yeah, I've got that down. All right. So final words. What, and this is for anyone. I'm not going to pick on anyone. Whoever wants to start talking first, you got first crack at it. What advice would you give younger people who have, maybe they're a junior in high school, maybe they're younger? What advice would you give people who have not graduated high school yet on how to prepare themselves for where you are today?
Just don't take anything for granted. Make sure you live every day of high school like it's your final day of high school.
What Logan said, because we never knew that our last day was going to be the 13th. But that, and also making sure you have a mentor, some sort of support system to guide you through the process, because applying to college and getting through your senior year, even without COVID, it's not easy. So making sure you have a support system and people to help you throughout the process is really important.
I'm not in high school. I just graduated college, but I just wanted to say, like, come out your shell. A lot of my friends didn't come out their shells in high school, and in college, a lot of them had to come back and go to our community college here because they just didn't get the environment. And it's not a big deal. Don't get me wrong. Come back home. But definitely come out your shell, and especially in your senior year, don't be afraid to talk to that. Oh wow, I'm losing my train of thought. Don't be afraid to talk to that person in admissions. Don't be afraid to talk to this and that and this. Don't be afraid to talk to your professors. Don't be afraid to talk to a friend. Make friends. Build that resume in high school. Build that resume in high school.
Yep.
That's what I did, and that's where I am now. Build that resume in high school. Get that job and dominate, because that's what you need to do. I told myself I would dominate, and here we are. So dominate, and don't say that you can't dominate. You will dominate. Trust.
Awesome. All of that is great advice. Thank you so much. So all I have to say in closing, guys, is thank you. Thank you. This has been a very tough time for everyone. You guys have persevered. So when the next obstacles that come around in college and other part of life, remember this time. Remember the time that you guys did not know that March 13th was going to be your last day of school. Remember the obstacles that you had to overcome, and know that you can get through everything and anything. And like someone said, Munihil, I believe it was you, have a support system. Lean on that support system. Sometimes people don't know you need help. So be vocal and don't assume anything. This is for our panel. This is for anyone listening at home. Don't assume that someone knows what you need. Only you know what you need. So please, you guys are welcome on the show anytime. You're welcome to reach out to, sorry, I'm going to say it, to Uncle Eric and myself. Actually more like Grandpa Eric. But you guys are welcome to reach out.
Making progress.
But we tried, man. We tried. I was trying to be good. But you guys are welcome to reach out to us anytime. Anything we can do to help you, guide you along in any direction, definitely will. And for parents that may be listening, that does not mean whiskey. I'm sorry. I should not wear this shirt right now. But anything we can do to help out, any, people we can introduce you to, anything, we're definitely here for you all as well. But thank you for being on the show. It was great. Definitely look forward to, I'm sorry, the executive producer is laughing over here and it kind of threw me off. It's been an awesome time. And thanks for tuning into the Ear Hustling Podcast. You've heard it from our mouths to your ears. Thank you, everyone.
Stay safe, America.